The air meta in Clash of Clans. At Town Hall 10, today we are going to demonstrate to you the LavaLoon, the Dragon Attack, many different variations, and at the end of the video we have a very special baby dragon attack strategy which is super fun to watch. Let's give you lots of tips and tricks for air attacks at Town Hall 10. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, let's dive straight into this first attack, and it is going to be the LavaLoon. We actually have a few different variations of LavaLoon to show you in this video, and like I said at the end, we have that brilliant baby dragon attack. I always love to see the baby dragon ones. They are super fun to watch. They are hard to execute, but make sure you stick around for that one. Into this first one then, what are we looking for in terms of the Lalo? Well, like I said, there's many different ways to do it, and this one is the Electron. Now, a lot of time people will send the battle blimp or the slammer straight in, but remember, you can send the heroes or any other troop for that matter in first in order to take out some of the defenses, in order to path your slammer a little bit easier to where you want it to go. In this case, straight towards that multi-inferno and the queen. Now, if you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for all of my Clash of Clans videos, and be sure to turn on the notification bell to see my videos once they go live. Now, in terms of the Electron at Town Hall 10, what are you trying to get? You have that one E-Drag, the one Electro Dragon with the Rage, which is trying to take down the Queen. If you can, the enemy clan castle as well, which as you can see alongside the poison, it does just about clutch on this one. Sometimes a freeze can be good for you in them situations as well, but at Town Hall 10, the balloons are what you are cloning, and they are spreading out to get them defenses. Now, essentially, they're taking out the defenses in order to help you in terms of taking away damage from the rest of your troops, but they're also setting a path for your LavaLoon. So as you can see, as the Lalo comes down here, we know exactly where it's going to go. They cannot go to this top area of the base. Now, it's not that you always have to finish this attack off with Lalo. I've actually used the Electron into miners at Town Hall 10, but clearly it does work well straight into the Lalo. And think about it guys, maybe you don't even have to wait until the Electron is done before you do the Lalo. If you don't have to worry about creating a path for the Lalo, you might actually be able to start it and bring the Electron in from the other side to merge in together and basically create an ultimate attack so that the troops can protect each other. That would be the idea of that one guys, but let's move up to a dragon attack. Now, all of these are by crunch time in our CCL matchup against Hvatska. If you are interested in joining us here at crunch time or any of the UK War Alliance clans, join my Discord server. It's linked down in the description. So the DragBat, I'm going to show you two examples in this video because it is very strong, but two different ones. We actually had about 5 DragBat attacks at Town Hall 10, but I've watched them all and these are our two best ones in my opinion, or the two that demonstrate the DragBat the best. So we're taking apart any buildings on the outside, which essentially we can get as free snipes. That not only helps us to basically get them down, but it helps with funneling the dragons, because all of these trash buildings on the outside, we don't want the dragons going there. So the queen is going to be on this side, king on this side, so the dragons can come through the middle. Now, it's tactical of where we've put the king and the queen. The queen can take out more point defense on this side, which is going to help with the dragons. So they come in from the top. They do have to come straight in towards a sweeper, but it's not always the end of the world. Look at the width that we have, the dragons and the balloons. Essentially, you can get through it if you're not just battering all your troops into the air sweeper. The most important thing is ensuring the bats can get the value, so they go straight on top of that multi, and the sweeper at the bottom here actually does us a favour. So make sure you're looking at where that sweeper is. It pushed the bats down over away from that wizard tower, and although the bats ended up going down, they'd essentially done their job. They'd got the value to protect the dragons coming through. So make sure you are looking at that, guys. guys. Sometimes you might sacrifice more of the dragons to try and keep the bats alive, and they will be what finish off the raid. Other times you'll do it the way that Swaggy Celtic did it here, using the dragons and the bats more sacrificially. It really just depends on the base layout itself, and at the end of the video I will link to you my recent guide for the DragBat attack strategy at Town Hall 10, where we break it right the way down. But as ever, if you're looking for other Town Hall 10 attacks, head on over to my homepage and I have playlists for each Town Hall level. Obviously go and select the Town Hall 10, you can watch all of the videos just for Town Hall 10. Into another version of the Lalo. Again, I'm looking forward to showing you that baby dragon attack at the end. But another version of Lalo is using the Queen Charge. Now again, the Queen Charge is just one entry into the base, doesn't have to finish off with the Lalo. But what we're trying to get here is essentially the Queen, the CC, and we can get a lot more value from here, which you will see with the jump spell. So the wall breakers get good value here, opening up a number of compartments. We're able to take out the Queen without really too much difficulty because there's no other defenses there, and we've carved out both of these areas so that the Queen has to come into the base. There's nowhere else for her to go at this point, and now she can continue to take out these buildings before we use the jump to help carve the path. So again, like we did on the Electron attack, notice that we're not just taking out key buildings here, we are indeed taking out a section of the base so that the Lalo pathing will work. Now obviously the CC troops, which are now lured, is a key factor in this. We could not start the Lalo until that was down, so in it now comes. CC is down, Ice Golem is gone, and if we get this multi-inferno, it's going to be a huge help for the Lalo. But with the Queen ability in the bag, down it goes. So again, look at what the Queen has taken out here. We know the Lalo doesn't have to path there, and so much relies on LavaLoon pathing. But notice how we bring loons in from each side, which with the slammer on this side as well, to try and keep our core group of balloons in the center. And again, I've mentioned it in so many videos, but do think about the heal spells as well. They can help you out so much, especially if you know that your balloons are going to take a bit of a battering and you're going to have to try and boost them back up, which you can do lovely towards the end of the raid here. The Queen is continuing with the healers, although she's just continuing to bang against walls. She might be able to help us out if she ever works out what she's doing, but essentially we finish off the raid without her. Cheers, Queen. At least she did the job in the first place and set up the LavaLoon attack. So let's dive back across to a DragBat before we finish off with one more LavaLoon, one other variation, which is more of your traditional kill squad before we move to that baby dragon attack. Now this DragBat is slightly different to the last one, but follows obviously a lot of the same principles. For the dragons, you want to set up the funnel so the dragons do not have to worry about that, and there we go. Now we're actually coming across this entire side with the dragons, so we're having to split them quite a lot, but the slammer is going to help take out a lot of this bottom section to help them dragons. Again, we're coming into one of the sweepers, but it's not that big of an issue. We use one rage spell with the dragons, which you want to, and now come the bats on this side. They are going to essentially take out a lot of the defenses, but again, we know that they're going to go down. Look at the south of the base here. We've got a bunch of wizard towers. Now we could have tried to bring in like a giant here to maybe distract. Wouldn't have even done it actually, but essentially you can just know that's something you can do. We didn't need another free spell for them bottom wizard towers, but the value that the bats got on that top area meant that again we've got so many dragons coming through, they are not going to fail. But on this one, notice how we've just came from one side of the base and the dragons have actually split into different packs, which again you can do. It just depends on the damage within the base. Generally speaking, you want to just make sure you're looking at the funnel. You want to try and keep the dragons funneled where you want them to as you're moving through the base. But a lovely hit that one by Ryan, and let's move on to that final LavaLoon attack before we get to the baby dragon one. I'd love to be able to do these baby dragon hits because they look so good. They're so technical, just sneaking in the baby dragons. I always like to see the queen charge with it, and let me know down in the comments if you have done that attack previously. So in with the Lalo, we now have the... Basically, you can use the Sui hero method, which is going down in this one. We use the king very easily. Army cams, again, you guys will know this by now, but army cams are so easy to set the funnel because they're so big of a building. The king basically sets up that funnel. The queen is able to snipe that air defense very nicely there and essentially take out this part of the base. Now it does mean that we're able to get straight onto this multi-inferno here, and in we come with the hounds nice and quickly. We've got the pathing of the base created, and we want this slammer. It was going to the multi, but we wanted to try and get to the wizard tower, eliminate that splash, and come up this way, whilst we have another group of loons coming through the center. Slammer decides it doesn't want to follow the balloons up kind of down to the expo there, decides to now come across to it. I'm not sure that was planned in this attack, but notice the loons coming on the outside as well to try and help out. So a tricky one in terms of pathing here. We essentially wanted the main pack to come through the center, Slammer to help here whilst bringing in the loons surgically. The enemy queen does stay alive, and what this basically proves to you is that you don't always have to take down the queen. A lot of people might think with a Lalo you have to take down that queen. You might not even realize how impressive this attack is until right at the end here. Just watch. Boom. Swagged 2 haste and a heal at Town Hall 10. Beautiful stuff there, buddy. Could have been a lot easier and could have wiped out that base a lot quicker had we have used them spells. But there you go. 3 stars in the bag, and what a beautiful victory it was for crunch time. Unfortunately not quite enough with DLZ going through in the CCL. Best of luck to all of the clans moving through to the playoffs, but we do have CWL invite starting very, very soon. So here we go. Final attack of the video, the one you've been waiting for, the baby dragons, and let's see how it gets done. So with the baby dragons, you basically want a queen charge. She's going to go into the base. While she's absorbing the fire, you're basically sprinkling in baby dragons. So you can see we've already kind of done that at the top here, but that's more to create the funnel. Wait until you see these baby dragons coming in. So the wall breaker's again going to bust us in. King is going to very easily create the funnel here. The king is just so easy to create the funnel, isn't it? You can just pop that ability and you know he's going to wipe out all of them buildings. In comes the jump spell, and look at the wide open space, especially with the expo there where we can get the queen into, and here is where the first baby dragon is going to come in order to help out once the CC essentially goes down. So the queen's going to do that, and I think it's the baby dragon onto this archer tower first to protect the healers. You'll see that in a second, and then we're basically going to continue bringing the baby dragons in. So there's that first one. I think it just about gets that archer tower. Boom. And that's how the baby dragons work. They go down, but they very surgically snipe off the buildings using that enraged bonus. So as we zoom out, you can see they're starting to come in here, trying to keep them at just that even part so that they get that enraged bonus. And we do have a mini Lalo coming in here to swarm this area first with the air defense, because that's essentially where the baby dragons will fall short. If they get hit by an air defense, they will go down incredibly quick. So the queen dealt with the ones down the bottom here. Our little mini Lalo deals with this one, or at least tanks for it. And as you can see, the baby dragons continue to just sneak around the outside of the base and protect the queen. Coming down to the final parts of it, essentially the baby dragons are taking out the buildings on the outside in order to control the queen through the base, and the rage spell does help out. Again, look at this little baby dragon coming across here, trying to take out one of them archer towers to help out. I'm not sure if it gets, I can't remember if it gets this archer tower at the end. It does. Beautiful stuff. There's one to the expo. It's gonna get that down again. So much precision in terms of the baby dragons to help protect the queen, and I just love watching these attacks. Let me know if you've seen many of them. I did see one actually, I can't remember which clan it was, but there was one baby dragon attack ages ago. I seen it on stream. I can't remember whose it was actually. I think it was WHF that did it, and they had so many spells left over. They used the Electro and then spammed the baby drags. I think they had like 3 rage spells left over. Let me know down in the comments if you know which raid I am talking about. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. If you do want to see that guide breaking down the DragBat a little bit more, it is on your screen. But until next time, peace out, guys.